In case you missed last week's episode, today we're going to meet the other half of who makes this show tick. This is the Five Squad. Hello and welcome everybody. If you are listening, watching, kind of trying to do both while you eat, this is the Five Squad podcast, and my name is Evan Andrews.
I'm Haley Andrews.
On the same side of the table yet again.
Second time.
Do you like it better over here with me?
No.
I probably smell bad. I don't know.
No.
I don't know. But today we have another special guest with
Very
us.
special.
He is a very special guest.
Yes, part two.
Yes, part two of a continuation of last week's episode. We're meeting the other part of who makes this show so lovely, right?
That's your favorite word.
It is. I just love the lovely word, right? It's a lovely word.
All right, tell them who we've got.
But today on the show, we have a special guest, Jesus Ortiz. The real Jesus Ortiz, for those who do not know him. He is the second part of Panorama Brand Studio here. And he is the one that actually does most of the behind the scenes and all of the changing of the scenes as our shows are going. But Jesus.
Thank you guys for having me here, man. I'm like over here with the lights and I'm like, man, I got butterflies in my stomach.
Well, we know that it was a last minute change. We had some other guests that were scheduled to be here and they couldn't make it, but we appreciate you for stepping in because we were not prepared otherwise.
We have no notes.
We literally, yes, we have a computer sitting in front of us for those that are watching or listening. I'll explain it, but we have a computer sitting here in front of us and it literally has no notes for anything.
For this episode.
Because we were not prepared for this.
It's blank.
It's blank.
Well,
Actually,
it
says
is kind of.
Jesus Hook.
Yeah, I knew what I had to say at the beginning, right? But
That's good.
But man, we appreciate you being here and making this happen.
Episode
for us.
11. Thanks for being here.
Right? Can you believe that?
I can't.
Episode 11.
I really can't.
I've been watching all of the.
How many other clients do you guys have that have 11 episodes?
Or more.
We do have a couple of them that do
I
have,
thought we were at the
Dang.
top.
but they're taking a break though.
Oh, we're not taking a break.
We're coming for that number 21. We're going to be in that 1%.
I
we
think
are.
we have 3 or 4 that got to the 24, 25.
We're really
and those are the
competitive.
ones that are taking a break right now.
They're
Why
not.
are they
We're not
taking a break?
Why?
Why?
I don't know.
You-
They just
He's like, I
one
don't-
we know. One is gonna get married. She's getting
that's
married,
legitimate.
so
Okay.
she has
Legit.
to plan
the
out
wedding.
and
Legit.
everything. So
I get that.
And the other one is legitimate too because he's working on his marketing thing.
Oh,
so
okay.
he's changing his product, a better product, a better
Gotcha.
website.
So
and
you can't really talk about it
No,
until
and it's
all-
amazing. I want to check his website, and I was like, "Holy crap!" I'm like, "This is good." Okay, take it.
Okay, take your time.
Take your time because
But we're going to take the spot.
Oh yeah, take the spot.
Right.
Yes, definitely.
Right.
Oh yeah. Well,
Man.
how do y'all feel?
I feel good.
I feel good.
Even though we're literally doing this on the fly, I mean, it
I think
feels
I'm really good on the fly, so I was really
I
nervous
think
on
we
the way,
don't
though.
give both of ourselves enough credit.
Which you probably do
should.
the same. You don't
You
give yourself
should.
enough
I
credit.
don't think
No.
anybody does, probably.
Yeah, sometimes you just go at it and you're like, yeah, I do this, I do that. And I'm like, we're getting better at it
Yeah.
every time. It's
Yeah.
like your skill gets better and better. Just like Miguel said, took a whole year and a half to get to this point, and so many factors in between. Either we let the studio go or we sink or swim. What we
Right.
do, it's all those talks that people don't see behind it as being a business owner, and you know it. And those
Yeah.
are the things that I actually tell other people, like, you got to talk about this.
Yes.
Either it's on the podcast or you're in a network event or somebody asks you a question, let them know.
I think it's normalizing the struggle behind entrepreneurship, because I think a lot of people see the highlight reel, right? They see the podcast episodes, they see the lights, they see all these things, and it's great. They don't realize
But
that
they
there
don't
are
see the
hard,
5 years of
all the stuff that
walking
goes
through the mud and
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
all of that. It just looks
So
like an
I'm-
overnight glow up.
right.
But
That's what they think.
That's what they
like,
think,
Yeah,
yeah.
Right.
But when you start telling this, it's like, oh, why they didn't know? And then like, yeah, that's why you need to tell this to these people.
Yeah.
You need to let them know that this is what's. But a lot of business owners are afraid to talk about their failures.
Yeah.
But you got to talk about their
I
failures.
think
man.
the transparency is becoming more common, though. I think as social media gets bigger, more people are consuming content that is people being transparent. At least females. I don't know. I don't know about you guys. I don't know what y'all watch. But I think being open about that is becoming more trendy.
Yeah. But Jesus, for you, I guess, what I want your take on today is why podcasting?
Why podcasting?
Why podcasting for anybody? I mean,
anybody?
even if, because I know we like to sit up here as business owners or entrepreneurs and say like it's important for your marketing and this and that and the other. But like, if somebody just wanted to come in here and start a podcast about
Anything.
dogs,
Dog.
or like why,
Hey, it's okay.
why
if
do
they
it?
want to.
Like,
Why do
yeah.
it?
What are the
like,
benefits?
I always tell people that we all have the power of a voice.
Yep.
So whenever you sit down here, either you are scripted or you're unscripted, you have something inside of you that you have to let it go.
Yeah.
You have to let somebody out there know in the cameras that are watching you,
Yep.
because you never know who's out there that is going to a similar situation that
Yeah.
you're going through right now.
They need
So
to
it's
hear
like,
it.
oh, I want to talk about that. Do it. I even talked to
Yes.
the last time somebody is like, I like weather. Well, why don't you start your own weather show?
right?
Channel 13, Channel 26
Right.
has their own
Yeah.
weather. Why
How
don't
do you
you
think
have
they
your
started?
own? And now you can grow your own network.
Yeah.
Because everything is subsided now. It's like, yeah, we used to watch TV and all this. Now everything's going on YouTube. And now it's a long-term thing,
Yeah.
but you can make money out of it.
Yep.
And in multiple different ways. And it's okay to sit down here, be nervous. I'm nervous sometimes. People are like, I don't believe you. Sometimes I sit down. Even Miguel knows time we did a podcast that he even said, dude, you didn't even talk in the podcast for the whole. I was sitting there
Yeah.
and I was maybe 5 minutes
Yeah. Just
in
out
your
of
own
the
head.
whole hour. I just blanked out.
Yeah.
And it happens to the best of us.
Yeah.
And it's okay.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what I meant.
Yeah, I mean, like we talked to Miguel last episode, you know, we talked about like people coming up here and doing like a single podcast, like without
Oh my
somebody
gosh,
up there,
could
like
you
how
imagine?
nerve wracking that would be
Oh, yeah.
to sit up here and try and
And you
Like
know,
do it by
through it.
yourself?
I done solo podcasts.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you like that better or no?
But I can't prepare.
yeah.
Like I didn't.
Well,
wrote-
I think you have. You
Yeah,
can't.
you got
can't
to.
wing
Just one off that.
No, you
solo-
can't. Like
No.
I have the whiteboard, so I
Yeah.
just put the bullet
Oh,
points.
that's smart.
So I sit down and I did a 20-minute podcast.
Yes.
Wow.
And it was fantastic, but I wrote the bullet points.
Yeah.
But then I did a second one because I was like, I cannot leave. And the second one, I didn't wrote anything, and
Oh,
it
gosh.
was 40 minutes.
Oh wow.
Oh wow.
And I was talking about
little bit rambling,
and I
but
haven't
it
even
was
posted
good.
that yet, and because it was a lot of things that are like relatable to things that are happening right now, not only
Sure.
for myself but to other people.
Sure.
Yeah.
And I went on there and I got 25 shorts out of that video.
Oh wow.
Wow.
I already got them out, but I gotta work on them
Yeah,
now.
yeah, yeah.
You know how it takes time to work and put all this stuff.
There's one aspect of Panorama that I wanted to ask about.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
You mentioned the weather and then like ABC and all those things, and it reminded me about how you guys do like live streaming.
Oh, live streaming.
I wanna-
we have to talk after
Yes.
today's
But I want to
shooting
hear about
that.
it and how that works in the studio versus like. Can you tell us a little bit about that and how Panorama does that?
That's how I started. Before I met Miguel, I started doing the videos, just normal pre-recorded video out of my phone. And then out of nowhere, I started, Facebook Live came out, right?
Yep.
So I just gave it a shot. And I said, let me just talk about motivation and things that are going on. And then from
and you
there,
did that through Facebook Live.
through Facebook Live. That's a
gosh.
long time ago when it came out, you know?
Yeah.
And I zero people. That's why I tell people I had zero people watching for a long time. And I didn't care. I was like, I'm just putting a
gonna-
message. Like I
yeah.
said, you gotta
build-
power
yeah.
of your voice. You gotta throw a message. Who knows who gets it out there? And from there, I started getting interesting about live streaming. I was like, whoa, the news live stream, other people live stream. You know, I was like, why not me? Why not anybody else live stream? You're going live. You can do Q&As.
Yeah.
You can do. You don't have to go an hour on a live stream. And you can do 15 minutes, just like we're doing right now, and have a Q&A thing, or ask your clients, hey, what do you think that we need to work on, or questions that they can ask you, and now you
Yeah.
got a list, and you can go live and you can let them know, hey, this is a couple of questions that my clients told me that I needed, you know, to make myself better, or how I can get more clients or stuff like
Right,
that,
yeah,
and
yeah.
then you just go live, and then now you have people actually live putting comments.
You could even ask people like, what kind of content do you want to see
Yes,
from us?
there
or
we
like,
go.
what kind of content do you think insurance agents lack? Or
Yeah.
something like that. It would
Yeah.
be really
We need to make more poll posts on
yeah,
Facebook.
that would be
And you can do live streaming on the green screen. We do that on
Right.
the morning. Today
Yeah.
in the morning, it was a 2-hour live streaming podcast show, and it's fantastic. I tell people, either you can do it here in either room, you can go live stream, or you can use the green screen as well. Just put a background, and
I've never used a
and,
green
and you
screen.
can use commercials like TV, that guy
yeah.
that I do. He's a real estate investor. I have commercials, so every time it's a sponsor, so he knows when he tells me, and I gotta put the commercials.
Oh,
It's a
wow.
segment, so I got like 8 different commercials. It's 8 different sponsors.
Yeah.
But in those 8 different commercials, there's about 6 of them in the gap. So
That would be
video
really
number
cool.
1 is like 4 minutes of commercials. Video number 2 is like 3. So it depends. And then he let us put our own commercial.
Oh, wow.
Miguel's. So like out of the 7 videos, 3 of them I didn't want to be like, put them all.
Right.
Because he told me that the people that were doing it before, they were putting mostly their commercials. That's bad. How you gonna
Yeah.
do that? You know.
Yeah.
I know they're paying, but I'm like, that's not right. So
Right.
I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna do in 3. And I told him, it's like 3 of our commercials are there. He said, no, that's fine. That's perfect.
So then would it be like us filming this and then having like Vandrews as a sponsor? Like something like that?
Could be.
Would
Do
that
that.
work? Could
You
that
can do
work?
And you can do it pre-recorded as well.
Oh,
like
so
say we're
even
done.
like the lives can be pre-recorded? It looks live?
You could do the pre-recorded lines, but it's better when you
It's
do.
better when
It's better here because
Okay.
you got the best cameras and the
Yeah,
quality
sure,
comes
the
out.
lights.
When you go live, that I always tell the people the cons out of it and the pros, because it's
Yep.
like the internet. Yes, we have the good internet, but sometimes it just
You just
might
never
lag
know.
a little bit there, and the quality is not that good. That's why I'm saying you gotta use both the live streaming and you gotta use the pre-recorded.
Okay.
Like mix them out both because
Okay.
you want to be out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like create, because on the live streaming you going live and you don't have to worry about anything. You're
Yeah.
done. It's already
It's
there.
over and like it's
I'm done.
yeah. That's
Like,
actually seems
everything.
like even a little less
Oh, yeah.
pressure too.
Oh yeah, and I have everything in there. Like he did. He sent me all his commercials. He sent me the logos. So my job was, all right, I got StreamYard. I created his own brand. So I created his own brand, and that's it. It's his own channel.
Wow.
Oh, that's cool.
So to me now it's easy. I just sit down, press, and I already know where to go. And
Yeah.
2 hours done, and I'm done.
Wow.
But let me tell you, the first day we did it, dude, I was nervous. Even Miguel,
Just like
Miguel
today.
knows.
Trying to figure out how to make it
I
work.
told him I was about to tell you to come because I messing up, and he's saying he's gonna fire us and stuff. But
Oh, gosh.
he's just funny. He just
Yeah,
acts
yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
But I was like, holy crap, man, I just messed up. It's the first one. But I don't know why I was nervous. I know how to do all that stuff. But it's okay because you have to live and learn. Like
Yes.
some of the things that he didn't want me to do this, there were different. So I was like, communication.
Yeah.
After
Right.
a while, you communicate and you're like, this is it. This is good to go. And
Well,
that's
it's that same kind of mentality that prevents people from even starting.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Like, because they think it has to be like perfect, or it's got to
Right.
look a certain way, or it's got to do this, it's got to do that. And that either happens one of 2 ways. I mean, you either pay somebody to help you do it,
Right.
or you pay to learn how to do it.
Right.
Right. Like,
But
I mean,
even if you pay to learn how to do it, nobody is perfect.
No,
and I
yeah,
think
of
sometimes
course.
social media gives that image
Yeah.
of perfection,
Yeah.
but that's just like why we use a studio.
Yeah.
Like we want to project a good image, but that doesn't mean we're perfect. We definitely have to learn from
I'm
failure.
all of the mindset of like having a certain level of excellence in
Yeah.
the way that you want to portray something.
Definitely.
Like, if you were kind of, let's say, a large real estate brokerage, right? You might not want to just do the whole, okay, turn the phone on
Right.
and we'll do it.
You
Like, you
definitely
want to
would
come
wanna-
here, you want
right.
to use the nice studio, you want to do that because it ups the level of your brand.
Well, because if you're
Right.
using just your phone, then the audience that you're going to reach is going to be a more low budget audience, right? Like if we're
Possibly,
here
yeah.
and you're using a studio like this, I feel like you can get a more,
Different
higher-
tier,
a different
yeah.
tier of client or target audience or whatever, just
Yeah.
using a production
And
studio or production.
Yeah, and that's just production
business.
value,
Yeah.
and that's because that's what I have to tell people that I potentially work with is. I ask them the question, like, why don't you just do it yourself? And then they're like, oh, well, I don't know if I can or whatever.
Right.
And then I always plant that little seed in their mind about, well, how do you want others to perceive you?
Right. Because
You
you
want
get what
others to
pay for,
perceive
right?
you in a way of like a DIY. I'm just making it happen.
Because
I'm
some people
trying to
are
make
like
it work, or do I want people to perceive me in a light that is professional and is forward of how I want my brand to look?
Right.
And I think that the only way to do that is by investing monetarily.
I think that's what I love most
into that.
about Panorama is just the
Yeah.
the
And you
value
gotta
of like how
attract-
great it looks.
Like you said, you gotta attract the right clients too.
Right.
Because that's the hardest part for every business. We all try to get who we can And numbers is just numbers. Prices are just like fugazi.
Yeah.
Right.
You can make it up. It's just like money. Money
Right.
is fake. It's just, you got
Right.
it. You know, it's another
It comes
topic
and
for
goes.
another.
I know. That's for another episode.
Another episode, right? He's like, he was ready.
So we are almost coming to the end of this episode, but I want to go off of what you kind of just said there.
Yes.
And so what do you guys do here at Panorama Brand to attract the right
Clients.
clientele?
Yes, just recently, what was it, 2 weeks ago, me and Miguel sat down and we had a talk, and he's like, hey, Jesus, we actually find our avatars. So
Oh, wow.
we created 2 avatars, and we named one Katie, and I don't know the name of the guy. I'm just going to call it Bobby, right?
Okay.
Yeah, and he's like, whoa, it's a woman from 35 to 45. They're making $100K a year, that they can actually, like the lawyers, you know.
Yeah.
We
Okay.
and it's funny to know that we talked about it and we created those avatars for ourselves. And that same next day, we actually got that lawyer,
Yeah.
hey, a Zoom meeting, boom, and we
That's
closed
crazy.
it. And then after that, it was the military guy. And then after that, it's just we changed the prices as well.
So you
So-
defined your target off. Like your
Yeah,
target
it's the law of
client.
attraction too.
Yeah,
like
it's
we
true. You put it
we
in the universe, and
attracted.
you will attract exactly what you put out.
And we
I
do,
totally
and this is
agree
a
with that.
question for you. And we do all gotta do it as business owners, because it's like I always tell Miguel, whoa, I'm gonna go to Walmart, right? And I'm gonna go grab that $30 whatever I gotta go buy, but I'm gonna go back to the manager and say, hey man, can I take it for 20? You think that they're gonna let you
You're
go
right.
for it? No, man, they're never gonna. That's never
Exactly.
gonna happen.
Yes, exactly.
So it's like,
think about that all the time when
and
people
like,
do
how are they
that.
gonna come in here and be like, ah, man, I know your prices. Can you give it to me at $200
lower it
less?
a
I'm
little
like,
bit?
oh, whoa, no, that's
No.
not gonna happen. I'm like, and when people think like that, it's hard because other business owners don't get it, that you still gotta be respectful and kindful to the people.
But you as a business owner,
I'll give you one that I really like and I got from my mentor is, if somebody, you know, why is it so expensive? You get that question, right? Why is it so expensive? Because that's what our clients pay us.
and if
That's
you
it.
as the business,
That's it.
and
That's
this
it.
is-
That's it.
And this is a really important thing too. If you as a business owner lack boundaries around your pricing or your quality or anything, people feel that, people see it, and people will walk all over it.
They
So
will.
it's extremely important. If your pricing is whatever it is, you as the business owner have to keep and establish that boundary, because it doesn't matter. The people that are gonna pay your price are the people that you want.
Yes.
And the people that aren't gonna pay it, they're not your target client.
They're not your target clients.
Wow.
And before you
I-
finish it, I'm just gonna say this. I listened to this and it just hit me hard too, because we're talking about this. They're like, we all as business owners, family members or friends or business owners that we know, and there are clients, maybe they're 20 people or 30 people, and you're like, there's 8 billion people in the world.
Yeah.
So we're complaining about 20 people that
don't wanna pay our
we
price.
want to close it. Well,
Right.
the pool over here, but it's
True.
how you work on it to get into that pool and make sure that you attract those clients.
Yes.
And you got to be you as well.
Yeah.
I think I got to hire him.
Authenticity, transparency, and boundaries.
Well, man, Jesus, that brings us to the end of this episode, dude.
Thank you,
I
man.
appreciate you
We're
sitting
so,
in and,
so
and
grateful
kind of
that both
saving
of
the
you-
day for us.
No.
Miguel as well, sitting over there behind the keys. But if you are listening, if you are watching, and want to know more about Panorama Brand and Vandrews Media and how we can collectively help you start a podcast, start more business development
Put your
content
voice out there.
for your business, then make sure that you check out the comments and the description of this video. If you're on YouTube, there are some links in there to get in touch with everybody. So if you're watching, we appreciate it. If you're listening, we greatly appreciate it, because you could be doing something else with your time today. And this is going to wrap up episode 11.
Thank you, Panorama.
And
you,
thank you,
guys.
Panorama. And we will see you guys next week.